They suspend you indefinitely.
Yep.
Were you ever worried about losing your job, or did you, in your mindset, were you thinking, "Oh no, this will all work
Yeah,
out"?
I honestly thought,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna go home and figure this out, and I'll be back. And next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire, and I got a release. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, this guy's got problems. And I did. I had a lot of problems, and drugs were one of them. You know what I mean? And I had 99 problems, and my wife was one at the time. What was a problem? But it was all my fault. Every
Right.
every bit of it, the professional and the personals. I own it, man, because it was me. It was me being weak and falling into temptation and the drinking and the drugging and the infidelity and everything you can imagine. I did it all. Everything Tommy and Tommy Lee and Pamela did. We did. We fought. We videotaped. Anyway, no, it was a crazy time. You know what I mean? And they were right because I was a liability at this point. I was gonna hurt their company from an optic standpoint for sure soon. You know what I mean? And so I looking back in retrospect and being honest with myself, I would have fired me long before I was fired.
On January 26, 2001, the official release says today Jim Ross officially announced that the former New Age Outlaw is no longer affiliated with the company. From WWF.com, the World Wrestling Federation, and Brian James, aka Road Dogg, agreed to part ways today. Brian had been on an indefinite suspension since December 19th. The Road Dogg is a tremendous talent, and we sincerely wish him the best of luck in the future. Dog, what happens in this month? You're basically recording on 12/18. You're suspended 12/19. Now it's just over a month later, and your release.
Yeah,
Was there a lot of talking, or what was happening?
none, zero,
Wow.
and honestly, a month later, I got that thing, and it didn't change me right then. I was definitely angry. I got a cough for a second. Hold on, I'm sorry. I usually sell these on OnlyFans in a jar. I cough into it. I cough into a glass jar, and then I sell those, and I sign Good Father on all of
Well,
them.
it's been a hard time since you got released here. You're selling coughs in a jar 20 years
So,
later.
so yeah. Look at I don't even know what point we were talking about there, but this was
What happened
all.
in the month? You didn't talk.
No, we didn't talk. I did drugs. I did drugs and spent money,
And then you
and
get a
and
letter in the mail?
and then I get a letter in the mail saying, "Don't come back because you're fired." And honestly, in my mind, and this is how screwed up you get. You know what I mean? Living and believing your own hype and living in your own bubble. I honestly was like, "Well, how they gonna do SmackDown or Raw without me?" You know what I mean? Like that
Yeah.
sounds coming out of my mouth right now. I want to punch myself in the face, but it would hurt, and it would hurt. So it's like it's just so stupid, but that's where my head was at, man. It was in a drug fueled, egotistical, just a haze of chaos, and it's so disturbing to think about, like day to day existence at that time. Like I just thank God I don't have to live like that anymore, and I don't. You know what I mean? I didn't know that at the time. For those of you who are struggling, I had no idea that there was another life out there for me to live. And truth of it is, and I've said this before. I heard the old comedian, old white lady, and I forgot her name, from Jasper, Alabama, and she went to the funeral and she was crying in the back, and the old black lady, said to her, "What's the matter, girl?" And she said, I'm crucified with drug addiction and alcoholism." And the old black lady said, "Well, stop that crap." But she didn't say crap. And that was the moment that this comedian got sober and gave up Hollywood and gave up a lot of stuff, but it was that somebody saying, "Well, cut the crap, man."
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, just stop it. And it's, oh, I can do that. You know what I mean? And I don't suggest you do it by yourself, but there are a lot of people out there doing it, and they'll be happy to do it with you. Anyway, I'm sorry I got on my soapbox.
No, that's what we're doing this for.